years ago, I did a drawing of a pond, a fantasy, and I showed it to Beverly, and Beverly said, "Oh, why don't we do it?" I said, "Really?" And she said, "Yeah, let's do it." Well, it took me 2 years to finally get it together, and I called a contractor who I know and asked him about it. He said, "Here's my advice, call these guys." And he gave me the name of Tranquility, and I called up Rob and Kevin, and they came and they built this masterpiece that beyond anything I would have imagined. I mean, it looks like my drawing in plan, but what they did was so beyond what I had imagined. It's like we have a piece of Vermont in our side yard, and it's amazing. I come here at least 4, 5, 6 times a day just to look at it. Not to mention when I just come down here just to chill out, just to sit and watch the fish and just feel it. They built it in 4 days, which is also incredible. And all I could say is that these guys really care. And that's the one thing you can't teach. You can't. They come here with this sense of what it should be. At one point, Rob said to me, "I talk to the rocks," and he wasn't kidding around. I mean, everything they do is natural. I mean, it's clearly thoughtful and beautiful. And
what's amazing is that it was a strip of lawn, and it's totally transformed our house. The sound of the waterfall, the proportion, everything about it. It gives me an opportunity to plant more flowers, which I just love doing. And it is just adds so much to our small piece of property. Just love the fish and love everything about it. It was a path.
It was less than it was an expense to have some guy mow the lawn that we never walk on. It was just an utter waste of space. Which is why I initially came up with the idea, this ridiculous idea, this fantasy of a pond. I mean, it really started out as a fantasy, and here it is. More than the drawings, it's understanding what created the drawing. The drawing is a manifestation of an idea. What these guys have is they buy into the idea. That we're totally on the same page. That we wanted something that looked natural. That it was more than just a pool to put fish in. That if there was no fish, it would still be magnificent.
Most ponds we see have black bottoms and a few rocks around the edge.
Yeah,
not this pond.
No, this is different. And all I could say is that if you work with these guys, you will end up with something beyond what you ever imagined. Well,
it's a luxury.
It's not. No, what I said. It's not an investment. It's an indulgence. It's like the only comparison is if you were to buy a painting or a piece of sculpture. Right. You're buying a piece of art. This is art. And by art I mean its existence is just for its own sake. It's here to be a pond. It's not doing anything. It doesn't do anything. It's just there, and what it does is it uplifts, like a piece of art, like a piece of sculpture. So you can't think of it as resale. We didn't do this to make the house more valuable. We made it to make our lives more enjoyable.